Hola, clase de español. Vamos a repasar los días de la semana. We're going to review the days of the week, starting with Monday. Semana in Spanish means week. Semana. Muy bien. For Monday, lunes. Tuesday, martes. Wednesday, miércoles. Miércoles. Thursday, jueves. Jueves. Remember, the J sounds like an H in Spanish. Friday, viernes. Viernes. Saturday, sábado. Sábado. Sunday, domingo. Domingo. If I wanted to say today, for example, today is Monday, I would say hoy es lunes. Repite, hoy es lunes, which means today is Monday. Hoy significa today. Es significa is in English. Today is. Hoy es lunes. If today is Monday, hoy es lunes, what would be yesterday? If hoy es lunes, si hoy es lunes, what would we say for yesterday? If you're thinking Sunday, muy bien. To say yesterday was Sunday, vamos a decir, we are going to say, ayer fue domingo. Repite, ayer fue domingo. Hoy es lunes. Ayer fue domingo. Ayer means yesterday. Fue was. Ayer fue domingo. If hoy es lunes, today is Monday, what would tomorrow be? If you're thinking martes, muy bien. To say tomorrow will be Tuesday, repite, mañana será martes. Mañana será martes. Muy bien. When we talk about season, estación, repite, estación. To say the season is, la estación es. Repite, la estación es. And we would say, before I add it, otoño. Repite, otoño. Remember, the O in Spanish always says O, and the ñ makes a ñ sound. Otoño, which means fall or autumn in English. When we talk about el tiempo afuera, the weather outside, today it's raining, so I would say, está lloviendo. Repite, está lloviendo. And I'll add that to my weather, the tiempo. It's also cool outside. We can say this two ways. Hace fresco. Repite, hace fresco. Or we can say está fresco. Repite, está fresco. Muy bien. So we were reviewing, estábamos repasando los colores, we were reviewing the colors, adjetivos, posesivos, possessive adjectives, artículos, articles, definite and indefinite. So to just review with one word, una palabra en español, we're going to use paper. To say paper, papel. Repite, papel. The paper, el papel. Remember, we learned the definite article with the vocabulary word because not all words that are masculine end in O. Some end in a consonant. So we need to know how, another clue is how do we know if a word is masculine, we look at the definite article. If I wanted to say a paper, I would say un papel. Repite, un papel. Un papel means a paper. Un is the indefinite article, masculine singular, because papel is singular, meaning one, it's not plural, we use un. If I wanted to say a white paper, I would say, let's see if I can get this correct here, un papel blanco. Repite, un papel blanco. We put the color after the noun that we're describing. Now, if I wanted to say, make that plural, then I would say, unos papeles blancos. Repite, unos papeles blancos. And this just means some white papers. But remember, in Spanish, if your noun is plural, your article is going to be plural and the color or adjective will be plural. So not just colors, but the adjectives that describe the noun will be plural as well. What if I wanted to say 3 white papers? Numbers are adjectives, but they don't go after the noun. They stay before the noun in Spanish. 3 papeles blancos. Repite, 3 papeles blancos. Muy bien. So we keep the number before the noun and the color after the noun. Now, if I wanted to add a possessive adjective to that, to say my 3 white papers, I would say mis 3 papeles blancos. Mis 3 papeles blancos. Repite, mis 3 papeles blancos. Muy bien. Today, we are going to look at formas, shapes in Spanish, and we're going to learn, vamos a aprender adjetivos nuevos. We're going to learn some new adjectives with our shapes. So I'm going to share my screen so that you can see the shapes that we're going to be looking at today. Las formas. So to say shape in Spanish, say forma. Repite, forma. I have on the screen shapes, so it would be plural, formas. The first shape, el círculo. Repite, el círculo. Remember, when the C is in front of an I, it's going to make a S sound. The second C is going to make the K sound because it's not in front of an I or an E. Círculo. Now, if I wanted to say big circle, el círculo grande. Repite, el círculo grande. Grande en español significa big. Triángulo. El triángulo. If I wanted to say small triangle, triángulo pequeño. Repite, el triángulo pequeño. Again, we are learning the definite article with our formas, our shapes, which are nouns, to get into the habit of doing that so that we'll know when a word is masculine. And to go back to pequeño means small. El opuesto, the opposite of grande, pequeño. Grande, pequeño. And remember, the QU in Spanish makes a K sound. Cuadrado, el cuadrado. Cuadrado in Spanish means square. And you look at the beginning part of that word, sounds like cuatro, 4, which means like 4 sides. So cuadrado, square. El cuadrado ancho. Repite, el cuadrado ancho. El cuadrado ancho means wide square. Rectángulo, el rectángulo. If you notice, rectángulo, triángulo, círculo, they all sound very similar to their counterpart in English, to the word in English, except square, which is cuadrado. Rectángulo. Rectángulo estrecho. Rectángulo estrecho, which means narrow rectangle. Estrecho, narrow. Estrecho. El pentágono. El pentágono. Pentagon. El pentágono largo. El pentágono largo. Largo in Spanish means long. It looks like the word large in English, but it means long. Largo. El octágono. Octagon. El octágono corto. El octágono corto. Short octagon. Largo, and the opuesto, the opposite, is corto, meaning short. Cono. El cono. El cono alto. Tall cone. Alto means tall in Spanish. El cilindro. El cilindro. Cilindro significa cylinder in inglés. It means cylinder. El cilindro bajo. Bajo in Spanish can mean low, small, short. Any one of those. El cilindro bajo, low cylinder, short cylinder, small cylinder. El corazón. El corazón. Corazón means heart. El corazón grande, big heart. La estrella. La estrella. La estrella corta, short star. Corta can also be translated into small as well, but short would be more accurate. La cruz. La cruz. Esta palabra, this word ends in a Z. So if I wanted to make it plural, I would have to drop the Z and add CES to make it las cruces, to mean more than one cross. Again, all of these nouns that end in a vowel, we just add S. If it ends in a consonant, ES. If it ends in a Z, we drop the Z and add C and then ES. La cruz estrecha, narrow cross. And I'm just going to move this so you can see the word. There we go. El cubo. El cubo. Cubo en español significa cube. El cubo pequeño. Small cube. La esfera. La esfera. La esfera means sphere. La esfera ancha, wide sphere. Do you see how ancho became ancha? Because esfera ends in an A. When an adjective ends in an O, whatever it is describing, if it's feminine, it'll switch to an A to match the noun. Esfera ancha. So those are our formas and our new vocabulary for shapes and adjectives. So your assignment, I'm actually going to share my screen again and show you your assignment. I can exit out. Let's see. Go to. Thank you for being patient even on the screen today. So we are going to look at describiendo formas, describing shapes. Your assignment is you're going to complete this paper using the shapes. Everything will be available to you, the slides, the words, and you're going to write sentences, escribir frases, oraciones, sentences. So it says, write 5 sentences using shapes and colors. Por ejemplo, example, el círculo es blanco. The circle is white. to make accents on a computer, I attached on the last part of this page directions. Now, always ask your parents for help with this, or caregiver, when attempting to do something on your computer. When you want to add an accent, you're going to press the Alt button, and then the number, you'll have a number key, and you'll press the code as you're holding down the Alt button. There are other ways to do this on a computer. Now, this is for a PC. If you have a Mac, I have some directions here. Basically, if you have a Mac, you can actually hold down a key and a menu will pop up, and you'll choose the accent that you want for that letter. Now, I listed the alt codes for the PC. If you're having problems with accents, please email me or message me and let me know, so that I know that you've tried to put in the accent, but it's not working on your computer. But try these alt codes if you're working on a PC. If you're working on a Mac, press down the letter and see if you have like a menu that pops up that will give you options. You can always ask an adult for help. Maybe they'll know how to do another way to add accents onto your computer. So that's the first thing that I wanted you to make sure, because some of our letter formas have accents, and also we want to be sure that we are mindful about adding them when we're writing. So the first 5 sentences, you're going to use a forma and a color. And the model, in the first part, we're going to model the example. So, el círculo es blanco. Recuerda, remember, es in Spanish means is. So you're going to use that verb is. The first 5 sentences, oraciones, should be in the singular. You're going to be using is. We're not doing plural. The next 3 sentences, oraciones, we are going to practice plural. So, por ejemplo, los cuadrados son rojos. We moved our verb from is to are. Repite, son. Son in Spanish means are. Notice el cuadrado is los cuadrados, plural. Son rojos. Remember, color has to be plural too. So you'll write 3 plural sentences using that model. And then the last 4 sentences, you're going to be using adjectives, the new adjectives, and colors. Use the examples as a model. The first one says, el pentágono pequeño es azul. The small pentagon is blue. El segundo, the second one says, la estrella amarilla es grande. The yellow star is big. So you can put as the last word the adjective or the color, depending how you want, what model that you want to use. So you need to write 4 sentences in Spanish using color and adjective. In the middle, you'll do 3 sentences using the plural. You can use color there. If you'd like to use just adjectives in the middle with plural, that's fine too. But remember, they have to be plural to the adjectives. So if I wanted to say, the stars are small, las estrellas son pequeñas. And I'll actually write that on the bottom here so that you can see. If you don't want to use color, but you'd like to use an adjective for the plural, we can write las estrellas son. And actually, with my computer, I downloaded the Spanish keyboard so that I can automatically have those things available to me. But again, talk to your parents or caregiver about the possibility to do that, and directions are online. It's really simple. Las estrellas son pequeñas. Notice that pequeño became pequeña, and it has to be plural because estrellas is plural. And all of that means the stars are small. So that is your assignment. Everyone will have their own paper to type on, and then again, please submit your work online. Don't forget to upload it to the computer. If you have a question with any of your work, please don't forget to message me or email me your questions. Remember, we need to hand in our work so we can get credit for it. Hasta pronto. See you soon.